yo. So intense. Jeez. You don't have to be so serious about it. Happy Saturday. I decided to do a stream today. Yes, I'm drawing like crazy, finishing the print, getting everybody in. Yes, the print is here and ready. You should be getting it. Grab it now. There's probably between 75 and 100 going to be printed. And now's the time to get it. Be doing a aggressive push. What else is going on? Today we're going to review a fairly known theist. He's not an anti-theist. He's like just an atheist or whatever. Does he have a lisp? Yeah. He does. He has a lisp. So. Okay. Christopher Scott, 5 buckaroos. Thank you so much. So yeah. I have a debate coming up next week on the 4th against the Irish Teriak fellow. Nice enough guy. The topic is God necessary for Eternals? Which I'm kind of interested to see what his take is. I'm going to say no. Lisp equals I hate God. Yeah, exactly. Another fun thing, which I'll wait for more people to get here. Someone made me an AI, full AI video of Mountain Town. He kind of used my voice in, you know what I mean? It's trained. It's to use the voice or whatever. And it's actually surprising to see what AI is capable of. A little bit horrifying. And it's funny. It's definitely funny that Megan and I laughed out loud at least 2 parts. So I'll show that in a little bit. Wait for more people to see that. It was fun wrecking Dave. I'm editing that now, just so you guys know. If yesterday you're wondering where that stream went. One, I covered the Tucker thing, and he violated TOS several times. And so I'll edit that together, as well as I'll release my AI debate with that lady, that not lady AI, which was pretty funny. I feel like that could really be my jam. Like, I'm so tired of debating atheists that I've decided to just debate AI. That's it. Cool thing. Got this book finally. I was like, oh, yeah, no. It's cheaper now. This book is like, before it was like $250. I was like, I can't get that. It's crazy. Finally went on sale for like $30 or something. This is Seraphim Rose, Genesis, Creation, and Early Man. And I was like, oh, yeah, I'll just grab that. It's probably looks like a quick little retarded person who can't read that much. But I heard it's a must. AI reminds me of my mom. Kind of. All right, well, we'll start with the review thing, because I might even agree with this guy, because he goes after Bryce Crawford, who is pretty much like one of the worst things for Christianity, except for Islam. Big Bad Mama, read some science. You need it. Yeah, you have no argument, Big Bad Mama. You guys don't even know what science is when I ask you. You have no idea. Watch. Hey, Big Bad Mama, can a man be a woman? Watch. Hey, Big Bad Mama, can a man be a woman? We'll see. All right, let's get into the Lisper. Again, I'm going to be pushing this for those of you who didn't buy yet, but definitely will be. Make it happen, y'all. Ultimate Print 2025. All signed, all made by me. If you like Where's Waldo style, but in the style of Made by Jimbob with all of the insanity of the times, we got furries. We got shooters. We got aliens. We got $7,000 payments all riddled throughout the thing. This year is going to be the most participatory print. I'm deliberately hiding a whole slew of things in a list, and the print comes with the list. So I'm actually wondering who's going to be able to find all the things first. Pretty pumped about it. For the energy last night, I bet it's still recollaborating. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah. Teriak likes Jason Jordan's worldview. I want to familiarize with myself with evolution worldview so I can smart in terms of... well, where should I start when you want to familiarize yourself with evolution? Start with its fundamental assumptions. Evolution... That's all you really have to do with evolution, because they have no granular mechanism. They have nothing. You're like, how does this happen? And they go, it happens. So the assumptions are big. They're big assumptions. One is random mutation as rare, even if you granted a random mutation that was beneficial, which is not, even if you granted it, they're relying on this mechanism to then say it produces a cascade of successive changes, but in a directionality toward workability. In other words, a bunch of random events happen in the perfect domino form to then render a liver actively doing something, actively processing something. This is what they have to believe. It's not just one random event, it's a bunch of random events. It's crazy. Buy the print, buy it. Your life depends on it. Thank you, Jason. Nice to see you, sir. Keenan Beats, $5. I watched Bryce's proposal to his girlfriend. Ugh. Secondhand embarrassment. I tried my hardest to understand. I just couldn't. Yeah, we'll take a look at that because he's mentioned in this. Bryce Crawford is basically a... he's like Ashton Kutcher, but for cringe street evangelism. And he's following exactly the same footsteps as his fraudulent teacher. What is his name? Tim White? I forget his name. He was like a white dude with dreads who does all of these performative miracles, you know, fixing people's legs and making them longer and doing all these like just run-of-the-mill magician hypnosis tricks. And that's who trained Bryce Crawford. I mean, these people should be bulldozed, really, off of the street. If I see a pride parade and I see Bryce Crawford, they both go under the bulldozer. They're both cleaned out off the street. Yeah, Todd White. What a name. Todd White. Anyway, let's take a look at the review of this guy who definitely has a lisp. Definitely. And I'm excited. I'm going to edit down, and I'm not going to leave Dave alone. I'm going to start a war with not a Professor Dave. I'm just going to pester him and mock him, and I'm going to show the stupidity of what he's saying. It's going to be just glorious. It's just going to be a grand old time. All right. This guy, he's always saying something. He's always doing and saying stuff. This guy. Never ends with this guy. All right, let's get this. Let's get this in order. Let's get my life in order. All right, Lispy. All right, Mr. Lispy. This critique of this Lispy atheist is brought to you by the Ultimate Print 2025 pre-orders. Go over to MadeByJimbob, get your pre-order now, secure your 2025 limited run, or you're going to regret it. All right, guy. See what you got, guy. Hey, little guy. Hey, little dude.
Christians have two major rhetorical advantages in arguing that they have some special access to morality. One, that Jesus was a pretty good, merciful, loving guy who even non-believers like myself can respect.
No, that's actually not something we would start with. It would eventually go there, sir, but I hate to interrupt you right off the bat, as I normally do. I don't like this. Why do you get such a bright guitar? Well, no, we would point to a logical necessity. If morality exists, then I would argue an eternally uncreated objective standard needs to exist, which would be in being, in a person. It would have to be in a person, because morality refers to a standard by which we as humans act, how we ought to act, think, how we ought not act, this kind of stuff. So it doesn't make sense to align morality with a rock, because a rock can't be the standard. You can't say, oh, my moral, the archetypical moral ideal is a rock. No, it's a person, Who's your role model? When this question is asked, who's your role model? That would be like saying, if there's an absolute standard for a great basketball player and it wasn't a basketball player, that wouldn't make sense. The moral standard, the best basketball player, the best standard for the best basketball player ever can't be the court, can't be the referee. Well, it could be if he played also, but it can't be a set of propositions about the game itself. It has to be a person. He's already off here.
And two, that their moral system, at least supposedly, is absolutely authoritative, as it comes from the absolute authority of the cosmos, God.
That's right. Thank you so much, Murat.
Think this would only motivate Christians to behave mercifully more consistently than anyone else. You'd think that.
I just got AIDS.
Propose that the second advantage actually undermines the first, that grounding all morality in the authority of God can actually create a way of thinking which prevents Christians from literally imitating the love and mercy of Jesus.
Actually, well, keep in mind, Mr. Lispy, God is a man of war. You know what I mean? This whole critique is already starting from this idea that Christ is a hacky sack kicking, he's burning incense, but it's not for spiritual. It's not for sacramental reasons. It's for hanging out reasons. Jesus liked hammocks, bro.
Not all Christians, obviously, just those who display heinous cruelty. The ones who have the most political power and resources and popularity, particularly in America, right?
Dude.
Cool it with the anti-Semitic remarks.
Seriously, man. You're gonna get flagged.
Right now. Christian ignorance of the cause of suffering. If God is all good and all powerful, why does suffering exist?
Oh my gosh. Are you really pulling this? Are you really doing this at your age? I'm sorry, you're going to have to define suffering and also tell me why it's incompatible with God being all good. Well, you can't. There's nothing that connects God's nature being all good to the necessary absence of all suffering. Suffering, by the way, can be a choice. What are you talking about, bro? By the way, what's suffering? Is it suffering when I think about the fact that I can't swim underwater forever? Is that suffering? Is it suffering that I can't dunk? Am I suffering? So God doesn't exist. If God's all good, why are my shoulders still narrow after all this working out? Is that? It's amazing how retarded these people are.
One Christian answer to this ancient question is, God originally created a world without suffering, but man was given free will, and through man's willful disobedience, he corrupted God's creation and suffering became possible.
Well, death came into the world. Suffering is another peripheral. Yes, generally speaking, that's the view, but it's like we're talking about something beyond that. We're talking about death itself. Death. Sin and death came into the world. Suffering, like, this is such a lower tier problem. And it's always the presentists who are thinking about this. Suffering. Oh, my teeth are coming in. Oh my gosh, God doesn't exist. Is Jimbob suffering because I'm not sure.
Even still, we do live in the best possible world, where God provides a moral order in which suffering ultimately brings about a greater good, and submitting to God's will is what helps us avoid suffering in the first place.
Well, he just debunked himself, because if we can play a part in reducing our own suffering, that isn't to say we can save ourselves or heal ourselves ultimately. However, humility, like willful suffering, like fasting, these are virtues under the Christian paradigm. So this is the thing, is he's kind of obfuscating the term suffering, and he's admitting that it could apply to different contexts. In one context it's good, or you like it. In one context you don't like it. But he's not being clear with that. You can't have it both ways. You can't argue God is all good and suffering exists, therefore God can't be all good or he doesn't exist, if by your own admission you're admitting that there is types of good suffering, like going to the gym, like sacrificing for your family, maybe warfare itself, fighting a war. That could be good, virtuous suffering. Okay, we suffer listening to you right now. $5 from Colin. The secular humanist Craig that debated Andrew was an failure. These people love to debate Christians, then they know nothing about the theology. Yeah, they're just kind of breaking. I mean, Craig, to be fair, he's been debating flat earth for so long. He's trying to dip his toes in theology, which is a big jump. It gets into metaphysics and metaethics. And so, a lot of times they're not prepared. They can't, just because they've been debating against people who call themselves Christians, who are basically rooted in like a flat earth thing, community or whatever. They're usually Unitarians, by the way. He's like, oh, Christians are stupid. But what he's realizing is that, in particular, Orthodox Christians aren't as easy to debate on these matters.
So, if we point to an individual and ask why they are currently suffering, this thinking often attempts to locate that suffering source in a personal failure to submit to God's law. Are you guys aware of Bryce Crawford? He's a Christian content creator who's been adopted by Turning Point USA.
Terrible.
And Liberty University.
He's the worst.
His ministry consists of him proselytizing to strangers on camera, which at times amounts to outright harassment and exploitation.
He's the worst.
So you got kidnapped, and then you ended up in the foster care system.
Yeah.
And then here in America. How long have you been out here on the street in LA?
8 years. Well, I've been homeless 15 years probably, or 12 years.
So, Bryce knows this man has a history of serious trauma and long-term homelessness. These conditions are sufficient to cause severe neurological damage. But when Bryce hears his disorganized speech, guess what he does?
I don't know the last time someone's told you that they love you, but I love you and God loves you.
Yeah. That might be why y'all came by here, because happens here.
What did you just say? Wait, can you
Say
Jesus is the Lord?
Say Jesus is Lord! We should do that to homeless people. Like, we should do a bit where you're a Bryce Crawford character and you go out and talk to homeless people. And instead of being like super like this fake guy who's doing a bit, basically, you should just scream at them. Like, hold the sandwich like I do in the skit with Tony. Hold the sandwich hostage with a hamburger. Say Jesus is Lord!
Yeah.
Say it!
Is it strategic stuff?
No. Are you able to say
it's
that?
a mineral thing.
No.
It's a mineral thing, no.
It's who Jesus is. Jesus.
He's wearing a waffle shirt, dude. The whole idea, the whole lore about this guy is he found Jesus in a Waffle House.
Jesus is Lord.
Because he lost a basketball game or something.
Are you able to say that? Can you say Jesus is Lord?
Well, yeah, not really. I wouldn't prefer to.
The demons that
He doesn't prefer
are messing
to.
with you,
Yeah,
do you want them to stop messing with you? Okay, I'm going to pray for you. God, we plead the blood of Jesus over Andrew right now in Jesus' mighty name. Any demons inside of him or tormenting Andrew, we rebuke them right now. In Jesus' mighty name, Holy Spirit, we cast them out. In Jesus' name.
For Christians like Bryce, claiming someone is possessed or oppressed by demons is a form of blame. To be possessed, one has to make oneself available to demons by committing sinful acts. And the way to get rid of demons is to submit oneself fully to Jesus. It can only be because this man has not abided by God's law, then, that he's in the state he...
Kind of. I mean, generally, I kind of agree with that. There could be a case where, you know, mental illness is the cause, or sorry, the symptom. Mental illness is a symptom of a clouded noose, sinful behavior, and sometimes... I don't know. I actually don't know about that. If there's an alternative where you, because of your conditions that you've been brought into, you're just like default exposed because you don't know anything else. I don't know how to navigate that, honestly.
He's in. Understanding this, we can see why Bryce finds it acceptable and even funny to exploit people in severe mental health crises for clout, because they are to blame to begin with.
Wholesome interaction, right?
Yeah, I think it's despicable too. He's running around on the street, basically getting rich. His whole spiel is just doing this, and, you know, he gets rich off of it. But it's a simple thing where he just does he prays for people or gives them a hamburger, and then he's off to the next person, right? And it's all just content for him. You know what I mean? It's like a little rich brat running around. There's no true church to get to. There's no folding yourself into the body of Christ. There's just, do you want to experience a one-on-one with Bryce Crawford right here, right now? I'm going to fix your leg. Just like Todd White, dude. Super cringe. Super flawed. Super fraudulent.
Before we're about to go encounter a lady possessed by a demon. So let's get her.
Let's get her?
I have you food and water. I'm just gonna leave it.
Get the f*** away from my city!
That's exactly how I would respond if I saw Bryce Crawford. It's like literally exactly what I feel inside. I'm gonna give this woman a little bit of credit here, okay? Just, can you give this woman a little bit of credit here?
Coward! Trash you all!
All right, well, I'll leave it right here. Oh. I tried to give her some food and water. I can't believe she threw that. Did you see that? Just
Oh my gosh, that's so crazy. A mentally ill person on the street who's irritated already, and me provoking her actually did something. I can't believe it. Why didn't you listen to my Waffle House story? Dude, you're provoking her. She needs help. She doesn't need to be in a clip, dude. She doesn't need to be in a clip. Fucking fag. It's the ultimate I can fix her. It's the ultimate. This guy at some point was dragged to a strip club and he was like, "Can I pray for you? Can I pray for you? What's your name? DeChestiny? Can I pray for you, DeChestiny?" Why don't you stop provoking people on the street, dude?
freaking...
You're like a prankster, man. Yeah, it's like, dude, it's seriously Ashton Kutcher. It's punked, but it's like heterodox barf Christianity.
She was doing this, that handstand. Did you see that? On the head, she was like smoking, and her eyes, I can't explain the look in her eyes, but so this is a learning lesson for you guys. Listen, demons are real. You'll encounter them. People are possessed and oppressed by.
Ghost Hunters with Bryce Crawford.
A demon.
Fucking hate YouTube. This just makes me want to quit YouTube, honestly. Just watching this makes me want to just break the whole system.
And whenever that happens, you have to understand, nothing can come against you when you have Jesus Christ. That's why I'm not afraid. We can't.
Oh, I hate the cadence. It always, you just go right into it, right? They always go right into it. Every time. They go to like cringe preacher cadence camp or something like that. Like, how young do they go? Oh, and nothing could come to you good in the name of Jesus Christ. And you just know that you don't have to be afraid no more. Just know you too can approach homeless people who are probably on fentanyl, a danger to themselves and others. And you too, you don't have to be afraid no more. You little shit stain.
Can't be afraid when we encounter people like this, because the battles won 2,000 years ago, and Jesus is way stronger and way greater than any other force.
He's approaching human beings like they're G.I. Joe characters. He's like, oh, pick him up. Oh, you won't be healed. Oh, you can't get me. I got Jesus. Oh, Jesus fighting the homeless. Oh, see you later. On to the next victim.
Force. We can't keep pushing and pushing and pushing on people and shoving something down people's throat when they don't want freedom for themselves. We tried.
Yes, Bryce, I'm sure this person is human swine who...
Marat says for 220 tries, wherever that's from. Amazing. The fool hath said in his heart, there is no God. They are corrupt. They have done abominable works. There is none that doeth good.
Who simply...
Well, yeah, I mean, there's people who... He is right about something. There are people who just will reject. Like, you can't do a trick on them. You can't do a stage show where they're amazed that you made the coin disappear, but for Christ. It's like, stop it.
He chooses...
This is like, yeah, it's like Mr. Beast. Yeah, it's Mr. Beast. Unbelievable.
...is to not submit to your God, and that's why they're suffering as they are. Oh, and very tasteful putting t-shirt ads all over these videos.
Love you guys. Go get the merch. It's out now. You see?
Go get the merch. Speaking of merch, why don't you support merch from normal people? Get your Ultimate Print 2025 pre-order now. JesusInTheStreet.com. This homeless guy's a demon. A new t-shirt, this homeless guy's a demon. Just out now. It comes in tank top and hoodie. Right here, you see the demon standing on her head, smoking a cigarette with her beady eyes. And just know that I tried, guys. Just know that I tried. Just go get my t-shirt.
This video, it's out. Go. Link is in the description, or check out the Instagram right here for all the merch. Send me the pictures
Oh, I want to beat him up.
of you in it. Love you
I want to beat him up.
guys. We'll see you next time.
Bryce
Ugh.
is extraordinarily cruel here, and if his videos harassing homeless people happen to be mass flagged for bullying and harassment, that...
Yeah, Bryce is my Brad character for sure. This is definitely inspired by Bryce.
that would be great. A person should not be able to make money on YouTube through exploitation like this. With that said, I don't think Bryce has to set out to be cruel to make content like this. Rather, I think he doesn't know or care about the material conditions which create suffering, because in his mind, suffering exists because humans willfully bring it about through deliberate refusal to submit to the ultimate authority.
Oh, well, I also believe that. I wouldn't say that. Well, actually, all suffering would be a symptom of that. Well, the question is whether or not you can cause suffering, which is true, through that process. But also, on the grand scheme of things, suffering is, in fact, a symptom of the rejection of God's authority. So they're both true, Guy. It's not an either or. It's true that we're at the effect of suffering through the rejection of God's authority, the fall of man. And we're also causes of suffering as well by the rejection. We still do it, right? Thank you, Vagine. We still participate in it in this sense. But again, you can't just reduce suffering to only bad thing happen. There's suffering that's good suffering. So you have to delineate the two. And the only way this video works for you, genetically modified skeptic guy, is if you hold suffering to be just generally a bad thing or something you don't like. There's good suffering.
Authority. Do you guys remember when I spent like 23 hours at the Texas State Capitol waiting to testify against SB 10, the bill they passed, which requires all Texas public school classrooms to display the 10 Commandments?
Good. How could that possibly be bad? How could it possibly be bad to display the 10 Commandments?
One of the arguments that the people supporting the bill made was, there's so much violence and chaos in schools. These 10 Commandments posters will teach kids real moral values so they stop perpetuating mayhem. Or
I don't agree with that.
Mayhem as...
First of all, mayhem and violence is committed by people who can't read anyway, for the most part.
I think it's time to make bullying great again.
That's right.
I wanna give this kid an atomic wedgie.
I know, he needs a wedgie. He needs a spiritual wedgie.
Representative Candy Noble put it.
Classroom mayhem.
To them, any problems in schools cannot possibly be the result of poverty, systemic disenfranchisement,
or public school system,
a culture of punitive justice rather than restorative justice, or the accessibility of assault weapons. It must be rooted in children's own failure to submit to God's laws.
Well, actually, getting a hold of some assault weapons. By the way, any weapon is definitionally an assault weapon, you retard. When I use a hammer, if I used a hammer on someone's head, did I use a weapon for assault? What are you talking about? What is assault weapon is when the guns are a little bit bigger and painted black. What are you talking about? An assault weapon. Could use a brush as an assault weapon.
Conveniently, this reasoning allows Christian nationalists to both ignore real problems and use those problems to bolster their agenda of taking over the country.
Listen, Fruit Loop, you don't have a standard for what's a problem. Atheists don't even agree on what the problems are, okay? At least Christians agree on a problem, and it's spiritual. Even if you don't agree with it, we agree on the spiritual problem of things. You don't. You guys can't even agree on what a problem is.
With their religion. Fortunately, a federal judge just issued a preliminary injunction requiring certain public school districts in Texas to remove 10 Commandments displays by December 1st, and prohibiting them from posting new displays. The order is in response to a lawsuit filed by a group of 15 multi-faith and non-religious families with children attending schools in the districts. Our friends over at the Freedom from Religion Foundation were actually among those who represented the plaintiffs in the case.
Freedom from religion.
This is what FFRF does. They not only act as national church-state watchdogs, but also step up to protect Americans from...
Look at that room. Oh my gosh, look at that one. Look at that one right there. That's the one that talks the most. And this one. Look at that thing. Look at this one. Who's that? Paul. What's your name? Paul? I see that Adam's apple. I see that piñata of an Adam's apple. I see it. I see. Who's that? Who's that guy? Gay. He's gay. He's gay. I mean, this is just a room full of... Look at this team. Look at this team. They're out there doing subjective relativistic good in the world. They're out there fighting for restorative subjective morality. They're out there fixing a world that they believe isn't actually broken and can't objectively be the case to be broken. But they're out there doing it. Bunch of goblins. Indoor bulldozers. Don't be too harsh on this guy. He probably thinks words are an assault
from the
weapon.
religious privileging which Christian national...
I don't know. That room's looking a little... Looks a little early morning bakery, if you know what I mean.
Cool it with the anti-Semitic remarks.
Are trying to enact. I myself have been a member of FFRF for over 7 years now because they consistently stand up for human rights and
Rights? Oh, human rights? I feel like this guy's, for 10 years of his channel, he's been perpetually just giving a high school speech for student council. Everything sounds the same. It's like human rights, and they stand up for the good of the human rights.
and fight religious overreach in our government.
Human rights is a religious overreach. Literally, the basis of our justice system is crafted from a religious overreach. It is to say, we believe these things to be true, and we're going to use a gun to make sure that you also abide by them. That's a religious position.
Go become a member right now.
Go become a member right now.
To support their expert legal team.
Shut
Y'all,
up.
for
Shut
extension
up.
of the body of Christ, more literally. When someone behaves in a way which subverts the moral order, you force them to submit to you.
Yeah, like when people violate rights. Way to catch yourself in a contradiction there, Lispy. Would you miss out on your medical cocktail today? Would you hit yourself in the head this morning? That's literally what rights are. A system of rights. You believe rights exist. You believe in human dignity. You believe in all these religious claims, right? And then you use a gun to order society to bend to your will. That's what a justice system is. You think you're out of the loop? You think secularism is immune to this authoritative necessity? You retard.
If your demands are the
I just want war. I hate to say it, but it's like the ultimate filtering system. It's like the best water filter you could have in your refrigerator. War.
same as those of the ultimate authority, then imposing your authority will necessarily help bring about better outcomes.
You can be the deacon that wields the sword,
Amazing.
commissioned by the government to kick people out of this.
That's right.
Out of these United States.
Yep, you can't be a
Amen.
vigilante, but you literally can join ICE and be God's appointed avenger.
Right.
that's funny rhetoric. Oh, yeah, this guy actually, what is his name? Joel Whedon? Joel something? He has some decent takes, like generally. He has some general decent takes, but his theology is broken.
Right, who seeks to carry out God's vengeance on the evildoer. Immigration is evil. And those who are flooding our country, it's not theirs. They are flooding our country like a swarm of locusts and eating up the inheritance that your fathers, by their blood, sweat, and tears, laid up for you. You can join ICE today and make Jesus smile. As
It's actually, honestly, that's really good rhetoric. Join ICE today and make Jesus smile.
you, with a gun, pack foreigners into the back of a van to be kicked out of the country. That is a godly, glorious endeavor.
And I heard the voice of the Lord saying, "Whom shall I send? And who will go for us?" I said, "Here am I. Send me."
The irony here is that the atheist, the suicidal, empathetic atheist, is actually the one leading to his own demise by letting other cultures that don't value these Christian-based views of rights, that don't value this Christian-based view of human dignity, and the rest, right? You cannot deny that the entire format of the Founding Fathers, the Constitution, the Bill of Rights are derivative of Christian law, Christian metaphysics. There's no way to separate the two. And yet the secularist comes in and they go, "Oh my gosh, this is crazy. I'm so scared of these Christian authoritarians," right? Okay. So the Christian authoritarians that keep Islam out of our backyard are the bad ones now? Lispy boy? Look, it's nearly a true dichotomy. Would you rather have Christians in government, right? Would you rather have the 10 Commandments in your classroom, or would you rather your entire city and state be taken over by Islam? You choose. Westford and I covered this guy one time where he calls Matt Dillahunty and Aaron Ra his atheist daddies. Oof. Bad.
What about the suffering that results from this Christian violence, though? It may not be ideal, but what's the alternative in this view? Letting the actual root of all suffering persist?
You mean Islam? These people just never get punched right in their face. Like, I grew up with 3 brothers. I didn't grow up without getting punched right in my face many times. You know what I mean? Frozen paintballs. Rocks thrown on my head. These people grow up on a shelf. They grow up on a shelf like Elf on a Shelf. They grow up basically packaged and plastic wrapped and completely isolated from anything. They've never been beaten up.
Wouldn't that result in more suffering in the long run?
No. If you don't keep out savages, if you don't keep out Islam, if you don't keep out violent migrants who are normal, it's normal for them to live a desperate existence. We're just doing whatever you can to survive is totally fine, totally moral. You want to import these people, and you think Christianity is the flaw here? You think Christianity is the threat? It's just unbelievable. It's like those liberal dummies who go off to some weird, Fuckistan country to show how liberal and empathetic they are and how understanding they are. I'm going to learn the culture, and their head is cut off.
And what if a refusal to submit to the Christian God exists on the level of a whole civilization? That would create untold horrors.
Well, no, you can still do that socially, dude. You don't have to jail someone if they simply say, I don't believe. No. But you can make their life harder, just like you guys do for Christians, just like you guys do for people who didn't want to put a mask over their face, just like you guys do when someone doesn't want to inject some new product technology into their bloodstream. You freaks. You bunch of freaks. I can't wait for Christians to take over and be the obvious majority again in our country. I can't wait until people like you have to watch what they say and watch what they do. I can't wait for that. I hope and pray for that. I hope and pray for a time in my lifetime where I walk out in the street and you have to hide your homosexuality. You can't parade it around in town. You can't tell stories at preschool happy hour. You freaks. We want to put you freaks in the shadows again. You're destructive. You're destructive people. All you do is destroy things. You can't build shit. You latch yourself on to a Christian worldview. You latch yourself on to the Christian traditions. You latch yourself on to the fruits of Christianity and Western culture. And you pretend that you're doing anything. You're bottom feeders. You're like those sucker fish on the shark. You got nothing. You reject tradition, but you want gay people to be married. You reject tradition, but then you value families as long as they're 2 daddies, right? You reject objective moral truths about what it is to be a human being, but you adopt the Christian influenced justice system and constitutional paradigm. And what do? What do you defend, you freak? What do you defend? Nothing. You defend nothing. You build nothing, you defend nothing. You have no duties. I'm so tired of atheists. They have no moral obligations or duties. And they're sitting here crying about Christianity or a Christian doctrine printed out, putting it up in a high school or something. That's their problem. Dude, you have no moral duties. You can't even get another atheist you can't even pressure another atheist and say, look, dude, it's your duty. No. If you have no moral duties, you can't have any sort of patriotism. You can't have patriotism if you don't have any moral duties. They're all individualists. They don't even know what they're defending.
And eliminating that end justifies the means of Christian domination.
Who cares? Who cares? What's wrong with secular domination? What's wrong with secular domination? Suddenly they're like, oh no, secular domination, totally good. Christian domination, bad. Why?
Historically, has been a force for good throughout the world.
Yeah.
It was the process of introducing the rule of law, public health.
That's right. That's right.
Dignity to certainly this entire hemisphere that we're currently living on.
Christian deontology. That's what secularism relies on, Christian deontology.
Conquering them was the right decision for all of humanity. And it's just beyond dispute that we are all living much better lives now because of it.
As you can see, valuing an authoritative moral order in this way can allow people like Matt Walsh to say it was a good thing that hundreds of millions of people...
Colonization was a good thing. The question is, good for who? What's better? I'm so tired of this freaking narrative too. Pocahontas. Oh yeah. All the tribes were living just like, just harmonious. They were all playing harmonics with their didgeridoos or whatever the hell they're doing, right? They were all doing, when there was a full moon, all of the Native American tribes got together and did smoke signals, synchronized smoke signals, like a drone show. Oh, these big, bad, developed nations. By the way, under an evolutionary view, which you simultaneously somehow hold with this moralizing view, which is completely incompatible, your evolutionary view simply states that this species of people necessarily took over with greater strength, capability, and reason, better technology, better customs, more organization, patriarchal, hierarchical systems that reflect a military position, a military heuristic, and we're better at things. Because we're better at things, what you call natural selection favors us. You notice how they just remove this from all of history, from their view. Now, the irony is that Christians don't even hold this view. The irony is, if this guy was consistent with his view, he'd merely say this group of particular types of species, type of human, selected for advantageous technology, advantageous thinking. They took over the ones who were less capable of doing it, including less capable of defending yourself. How is that inconsistent with a purely evolutionary secular view? It's not. This is special pleading. The atheist, their paradigm is perpetually special pleading. Everything's determined. Everything's determined mechanistically. Everything is natural, a natural process, including the colonizers. No. That was bad. They shouldn't have done that. Why? How could it be any different than flowers taking over? Or what's an invasive species? What are those plants with the artichokes? How is it different than a bunch of artichokes taking over, dude?
People were exterminated in the largest genocide the world has ever seen.
Really? The largest genocide? You mean the ones... So we genocided people who were genociding each other? You forgot about the entire history of other tribes, dude. These people are so dishonest and snaky, it's disgusting.
And it allows his audience to say, no, he's not saying genocide is good. He's just...
How do you argue for rights? I'm sorry. Do the Native Americans have a concept of rights when you show up on their shores, dude? Do they have a concept of a Bill of Rights in the Constitution? These people are so delusional. That's why I just want to send them to, like, the middle of the jungle and be like, oh, you think this is better? Colonization bad? Really? Oh, my rights. Dude, you have no idea. You'd be eaten alive. You'd be scalped. They don't even believe in property, dude. You think you can own some property, right? The benefit that you have of owning property. You got probably with your channel, got yourself a nice loft somewhere. You got all your materials. You got your cringy background. You got all your stuff, right? This is my stuff. I have a right to it. I have a right to things. Natives didn't even have the right to land, right? It wasn't a right. They didn't think in terms of this Enlightenment approach that you're just using, presentism to judge. They would take your shit, dude.
Saying that it is always better to live in a society where Christian law and order exists. But in effect, defending this kind of Christian authority and advocating for genocide are the same thing.
Oh my gosh. Is this probably why he doesn't debate, right? It's why these people don't debate. They just couldn't get away with this stuff. Advocating for an authoritarian government, which all governments must be, is the same as genocide? I'm sorry. I mean, what did you smoke this morning?
Christian exploitation of suffering.
Oh my gosh. What about secular exploitation of suffering? What about exploiting this perceived notion of a future suffering? What about climate change? Aren't you exploiting the future concept of suffering? Hello? Putting 3 masks on people's face, injecting them with who knows what into their bloodstream on the basis of avoiding suffering? Who does that? You do! You prick! You weasel!
Now, if you're not in the position to make persuasive arguments for submitting to God or to directly commit violence...
Because I prefer to. How about that? Is that persuasive enough? Because that's your model, freak. That's your model.
Against those who won't submit.
Here's what's persuasive. I want to. Notice how he would have to admit from his own paradigm, his own secular broken paradigm, that the justification for doing anything is simply that I want to. There, I just justified it based on your view, dude. I want to. You need a persuasion? How about why would you need persuasion? I can use force. What are you talking about? Listen to this guy.
Persuasive arguments for genocide are the same thing. Christian exploitation of suffering. Now, if you're not in the position to make persuasive arguments for...
We don't need them. We use force. Have you ever thought about that? Now, I'm going to grant myself that the world is operated based on a debate stage, as if the world has ever operated purely on a debate stage, as if societies and civilizations were built or maintained through debating and persuasion. No. You ignorant retard. I want you to set up a persuasive argument. How about no? How about it's completely consistent with my view and your view to just use guns? Well, no, that's not what Tapussa stand for. That's not what Charlie Kirk was about. I don't care. Tell me why it's wrong. Telling you all these people like to sniff their own farts, why they never debate, they just want to hear themselves talk and have to deal. Yeah, they just sit in their little room. They never get in one-on-one. They never show up in public anywhere.
submitting to God, or to directly commit violence against those who won't submit.
Yeah, that's what a rights-based system is. If people don't submit to the concept of rights, property rights and the rest, bodily autonomy, all the rest of the shit that you love, guess what happens? They use a gun.
There is a third way to encourage submission to the ultimate authority. Use the suffering of others as a means to motivate their submission.
You're doing that right now. How do you not understand this? You're doing it right now. You're making an argument that Christianity causes suffering. Right? Do we have that? Do we have that sorted? Whatever your name is? What's your name? Genetically Modified Skeptic? What is the gayest name ever? Heyo! We got a book sales. We got some book sales. He in the house. Thank you so much. Speaking of sales, this roast is sponsored by The Ultimate Print 2025. Signed, limited run. Get your pre-order now. It ships for Christmas. So you get your orders in. Last year, we peaked at 75 and we didn't print anymore. And there were definitely people at the end there who were like, what? There's no more? So you want to get that now. Go to MadeByJimbob.com. All of the roasts from here on out will be sponsored by my only product.
God himself, after all, brings about ultimate good through suffering. So attempting to do this oneself is literally godly.
Yeah. So, and what's the problem? This guy doesn't understand his contradiction. He's in a performative contradiction. He's saying exploiting or motivating people based on suffering is a manipulation, essentially. Well, that's what you're doing. You're proposing that Christianity, implemented through law, is the cause of suffering. And you're arguing that we ought to avoid that, and if not, you're going to suffer, right? You're telling other people that they're going to suffer if they don't reject Christian ethics, right?
You guys know I worked in an evangelical Christian women and children's shelter before.
Of course you did.
For my YouTube days. The shelter provided people's basic needs, but in order to be given food, clothing, a bed, etc., those who entered the shelter had to attend Christian programming daily. If a person didn't submit to the Christian moral order, they were kicked out.
I mean, even if I don't agree with that setup, that sort of transactional setup, how is it wrong under your view? That's what I'm wondering. Genetically Modified Skeptic, you're saying a whole lot of I don't like stuff, but you're not really giving any persuasive arguments for why it would be wrong. In fact, if anything, from your moral position, it would probably be better to train people on the trade-off of things, that given people shelter and food isn't actually free. None of it's free. It all has a cost. And the least you could do is participate in the program that's giving you your food. What would be wrong with that from a secular view? I'm not sure.
Even if they had no place to go. This is no exaggeration. When I was working there in 2016...
You mean like how you go to school and in order to access the premises of a school and use its water fountains and bathrooms and locker rooms and its basketball hoops and the rest, that you have to sit in class and listen to a teacher? You mean like that? Isn't that the basis of your public school system? Do you want the protection? Well, what little protection there is for children now in public schools. Do you want the protection of the school? You want the amenities of the school kid? Well, you're going to have to sit down and listen to me tell you that you came from a puddle of bacteria and your life is meaningless. You want the school? You want to play on the basketball team? Well, you better get in class and learn that there's no meaning to life. You better hurry up to your 7th grade class meeting about sodomy. Huh? You want that free warm-up suit on your basketball team, Teddy? You got to go learn about butt stuff.
There was a woman who had been at the shelter for a while. She was undergoing job training and was doing pretty well at it. She helped out a lot around the shelter and treated everyone around her well.
Are you taking hits of helium in between your statements or what?
Well, All of us, staff and client/resident, considered her a friend. At some point, a staff member found out she had a consensual, erotic conversation with a man using her own personal cell phone. She was told to repent, and when she said she hadn't done anything wrong, she was immediately kicked out and put back on the street. The Christian shelter used this woman's suffering and need as a means to gain influence over her, and when it became clear that she would not submit fully, the staff forced her to return to her suffering and need. In this way, Christians, even Christian charities, can treat suffering as an opportunity to be exploited, not as a problem to be solved.
That's great. Do you have any arguments, though? I thought you were going to use persuasive arguments. It sounds like you're just saying, I don't like stuff. Is that what's happening? Well, by your standard, whatever operation you're talking about that has conditions for your participation in their helping you. And by the way, all acts of kindness through programs require some reciprocity as far as behavior. For instance, if you go to a free clinic to help you get off of substance abuse, right? You have to follow certain directions. You have to actually go to meetings. Do you understand this, dude? Even your secular drug addiction courses and places that you get sent to, right? When you want to get off of drugs, clean yourself up, you have to go to the meetings. Why wouldn't it be a microcosm for how the society itself works? That if you want the benefits of society, you have to participate by the rules of society. What is your point? You don't have an argument. All you're doing is pointing to one instance of many where if you get certain things, you have to behave a certain way. And you're like, that's wrong. They should get all free stuff and get to come in and use the shower in your bed and get free food and not participate in anything. Fucking idiot.
He's saying human suffering proves God doesn't exist, while also saying Christians use suffering to evangelize. Bro is doing the same thing he's condemning.
He is.
Lol.
He's doing He is. He is doing that exact thing.
This makes sense of why many evangelical Christian politicians in the US explicitly frame the food instability of poor people and their reliance on SNAP benefits as a source of leverage for Christian nationalist political efforts.
Who cares? You sound like a kid in class who's trying to tattle on the teacher. Who's the teacher? We want to be the teacher. What's wrong with it? And then they did this, and then they did this, and I'm really upset about this. Who cares? Who the hell cares? We're so tired. We don't care what you guys think anymore. We're not trying to negotiate with you. You can't say or do anything about it. You guys don't reproduce. Awesome. You guys are afraid of guns. Plus. You guys argue for a system that totally allows for Christians to come into all forms of government, all positions of government, and then pass legislation based on their Christian ethics. That's what the freedom of this country is, the thing you're defending. We can do that. Don't you have a cat to feed?
At least, please, move money around to feed people. Why not consider that?
Because if you deviate from the goal of reopening the entire government, Chuck Schumer and the radicals over there will continue to play games with people's paychecks, their livelihoods. And if you do just part of this, it will reduce the pressure for them to do all of it.
I have a friend in the military who trains military dogs, Laura, and they only feed...
Is this guy really going to point to legislative bills, which we all know include a bunch of contradictions, one after the other? Oh, A, I love Section A. It's really in favor of republicanism. And then A/B right under it is a complete, basically evening the playing field. Like, if you pass A, then you pass AB, and AB contradicts A. But as long as I wrote it in a bill that's 75 pages long that no one's going to read, you can point to just the one and say, look, Christians are for this or against this. Can you believe it? Well, no, they're talking about how that's the case. If you pass one thing, it includes the wholeness, right? And so that's a problem, right? This guy's so dishonest. What a snake this guy is. Absolute snake.
Even when they stand to gain some immediate relief if they do. In such cases, why not just give a person what they need without strings attached? That would relieve their suffering.
Because the string is now attached to the person giving it. Do you understand? Resources don't fall from the sky, you delusional retard. Just give people what they want with no conditions. Does that make sense to you? Why can't we just give everybody exactly what they demand and want with no conditions? They're not based in reality. They are in a perpetual fantasy world. That doesn't even make sense. To even set up a system where you help people relies on conditions. You have to go through the government. You have to register. You have to do all sorts of red tape to be able to even help people. And he's like, why can't they just help people without any conditions? Because of the law system that you're defending simultaneously in this video, you moron.
Suffering, which would be good, right? Well, remember, suffering is the natural consequence of failing to submit to...
I honestly can't take any more of this. Are you guys ready to watch something hilarious? This guy made a... Where is it? This guy made a Mountain Town, my original song, a Mountain Town video. AI video. Let me make myself small here, because I do want to stay on screen and laugh with you at this. Okay. Check this out. Now, this is, there's definitely some what we call uncanny valley creepiness to this. And I think he did actually use my voice as the basis, because it sounds like me singing, but it's definitely tweaked. But this is my song, Mountain Town, a video made by, who is it? Ozzy? So he put in my lyrics, and he did a bunch of prompts, and this is really funny. He even gave me, like, big shoulders. So I appreciate that. All right. You guys ready? Oh, wait. This ain't right. It's not right, the right size. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Let's get this the right size. There we go. That's better. All right. You guys ready? From the top.
I was born in a mountain town, in a little old farmhouse by the stream.
Oh my God, take a shower, dude.
And I'd sit up on those rocks and I'd dream.
I have that robe.
About leaving that old mountain town. So I went out to Hollywood Lane with this old guitar, not a dollar in my hand. But I never made a deal, my soul they couldn't steal. And I packed it up and I left that Hollywood lane. Ooh, time to head on down the road. Ooh,
get a job.
I can't do it on my own. Ooh, I can't bear this heavy load as I try to find my way back home.
6 shoulders, bro. Retard. Nice. I'm going to retard land.
So I went back to the mountain town. Got a little old farmhouse by the stream.
Nice.
And I sit up on those rocks and I dream about growing old in that little old mountain town. Ooh, time to head on down the road.
Crazy. Dude, that's so crazy looking.
I can't do it on my own. Ooh, can't bear this heavy load as I try to find my way back home.
I mean, you know, AI's still cringe, right? It's still got a cringe element to it, but actually, as far as the audio, I'm pretty impressed with the audio. You know what I mean? Makes me want to work out more. Makes me want to work out more. But Spen says disgusting, sorry. Well, I could see both sides, right? There's an element to it that I'm like, oh no. But then there's a part of it where I'm like, that's funny. And that's like, it's impressive what's possible, at least. Now, when it comes down to it, I'm more of an old school purist. I want to record my own songs, obviously. And I want to make my own videos, you know, music videos. Now, if I could make something that looks, as far as like, you know, what it would normally take to make a video look like that would be so expensive and crazy. Not even that expensive. You could shoot things like that in like the desert or whatever, but I just thought it was funny. Like where we are at in AI is pretty crazy at this point. It's pretty crazy. But I do like the influence of the music itself. Like the violin strikes, like something I would definitely use something like that. Like I would use the influence of AI, how they added in the violin hits. I was like, oh, that's cool. Gives you an idea. It's pretty cool. I wish that wasn't AI because it's actually well storylined. You mean the visuals? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's all prompted, though. That's the thing about storylines. You're still prompting storylines, you know. It's just reflective of the lyrics. In this case, the lyrics I wrote, so at least there's something authentic about it. But it's funny. I only eat elk meat. I do like elk meat, so that's good. Ford truck. Yeah, they had me really tan. I look like definitely like ice should have been picking me up, right? I like the added harmony because I usually go, and he went, ooh. It's a good harmonic layer. But uncanny valley all the way through, though. I mean, to the point where you have to laugh at it because it's so uncomfortable, for sure. And I don't think the uncanny valley will ever be solved. I think there's always going to be a tiny bit of every AI product that you're going to see something. Could be as small as a movement, right? There's going to be something that you catch and you're going to go, I don't know about that. Anyway. For those of you just joining, the Super Ultimate Print is available for pre-orders now. We got 38, it looks like, somewhere around 38 if that's updated. Last year we sold 75. People definitely buy more once they see like a better image of the printed version. There's a lot of work going into it. It's filling out quite nicely. So definitely grab yours early before, because it goes fast. So Ultimate Print 2025, MadeByJimbob.com. You can get your pre-order, get your own. It's all signed. It comes nicely packaged. It comes with a list of things that you can find because it's Where's Waldo style. So you want to grab that when you can. I got a lot of drawing. There's still about 50 things I have to draw. I have a list of 50 things, including people. Not you guys. I already finished all you guys. You're all in there now. But like different people, I still need to put Candy Owens in there. I got to fill out the whole Wailing Wall section with a bunch of shills. You know what I mean?
Cool it with the anti-Semitic remarks.
Got to do that. Got a lot to do. But, who dat? Can you get Dr. Evo to remix my Muslim man video? I mean, you can hit him up. I mean, he's a busy dude. He's a busy dude. There it is. Yeah. The print link is in the chat, y'all. Is AP? AP will be in it, yeah. Actually, AP will be in it. That's right. Bunch of people, bunch of politically relevant people are going to be in it. And maybe some shout outs to the last one, These people like, I don't know, like Stephen Hawking. It feels like he needs to be in it every year. He just has to be in it. Anyway, let me see what else. There was something else I was going to review as well. What was it? The Martian to Dario disaster. You guys ever watch, for those of you who are guitarists, there's a guy named Sore Hands, S-O-R Hands. I knew immediately when I saw his channel he was going to blow up. I didn't know when. But he's this very snarky, you know what I mean? He's really a cunt. Like, he knows that he is. He's a snobby, condescending bastard, and he knows it. But that's why I like him, because he knows it. And he's a classical guitarist, but he's been outing this, like, fake guitarist. You know the guy, the most annoying guy who plays a guitar, Marcin something, who hits his guitar and does a really annoying shit? You know what I mean? Like if I could transport Marcin, that guitar player, in any movie film, it would be when the Titanic is sinking. I just add him to the band. Anyway, he got exposed because he's trying to prove that he's doing all the guitar work, but he kind of shot himself in the foot because he tried to make a I'm proving I'm doing this video, all the beats and the stuff, and it takes talent to do what he's doing, for sure. He's not like a total fraud, but he lied about this one thing, and it's like wrecking him, not his career necessarily, but socially it's wrecking him. And so it was exposed by this guy Sore Hands, who just had this little channel where he looks at this stuff. And yeah, it's interesting. It's weird to watch in this day. We're so decadent that there are drama videos about the rigor of classical guitarists. There's drama videos about classical guitarists. I mean, we really reached new heights here. Sorehan's mom, Donnie. Dr. Crispy says, get the print. Yeah, definitely get the print, y'all. Get yourself the print. This one's going to be a good one. And this one's going to be more beautiful than the last one, too. It's like, it's better to look at. It's more visually pleasing to look at. So check it out, y'all. All right, let's see what else I was looking. Got that. Got that. All right. What did I look at? That. Did you guys know that Clint Eastwood is 95? Goodness gracious. What else? As I find myself out in my way back home. Same thing happened to the guitarist from Rings of Saturn. Yeah, and that other is Rings of Saturn that guy that like young dude who has like an Italian name or something. He got exposed first for faking and stealing people's jazz material, which is hilarious. Like stealing actual solos that were documented. He would take them. He would steal them. What else is going on? No drama. Christian Mario. Where did Grayson Hawk go? Did he finally get a job and quit YouTube? You guys remember that dude? There it is. There's a print. Nicely done. Yeah, get your prints, y'all. It's going to be awesome. They're very... this one's going to be special. This one's going to be... They just get better and better, though. I just get better at it naturally. And this is only the second iteration, so... This is volume 2 of the print. So... Let's look at Logic. He's another moron. He's another moron that I like to watch. Beefing with Christian channel. Let me see what he's got. Atheist, Logic, rap. Not looking good. It's not looking good. I haven't seen any Muslims, Mormons, I always get those confused, step up to the plate. The last one I dealt with didn't go well for him, Patrick. But, you know, at least he stepped up to the plate. But I don't see any more. They kind of went silent for some reason. Silent Mormons. You should watch some Young Bob UK. Never heard of that. Never heard of Young Bob. Yeah, Giacomo. Yeah, funk. Well, funk and jazz, right? Aren't there jazz solos? Chase Haggard's on it. He's on it. Yeah, Giacomo. Giacomo Finane. My grandma and your grandma sitting by a fire. My grandma said to your grandma, I am really a dude. I liked your song, but I'm not into countryist music. Fair enough. Well, actually, the original is more like just folk. If by country you kind of mean bluegrassy, that was definitely countrified. Definitely countrified. JB, don't you think shitting in public is gay? It's worse than gay. Or it's as bad as gay, I should say. But gay in a colloquial sense, I would say it's worse. Like, I think people should be arrested for public defecation and public acts of homosexuality. Thank you so much, whoever got that print. You're in it. You're probably in it. And again, a shout out to whoever it was, I forget the name, who paid for his avatar to be a Hasidic Jew on a Segway holding a whole bunch of bagels. What way to outthink it? I mean, that's the way to go. Next year, it's going to be better. I'm going to offer the buy-in, but you can actually, within reason, as long as it's decent, you can just tell me what you want to be drawn in. It doesn't have to be you. It could be anything. It could be Ben Shapiro doing, you know, gymnastics in a leotard. Sheen says, well, damn it, I need to be arrested then? That's gross. No, the only excuse you could ever have for defecating in public is like an absolute emergency. Like you don't want to do it. You know what I mean? Like I'm all for cleaning up the streets. But then again, it's like what's the streets? The streets, the great irony of city living is that people who live in the city actually start acting like animals. And the people in the country act more like humans. And you're like, don't you guys have this wrong? How is it you're in a concrete wilderness, but you're acting like animals, and the people who are out in the rural area are acting like humans?
Can I borrow you for 5 minutes? Can you play something on there?
Okay. MadeByJimbob needs me for a second. So what I'm going to do is play the cringe song again for you guys or anyone missed it. In the meantime, let's get a couple more orders for the pre-sale print, and I'll be right back, okay? Sorry, MadeByJimbob needs me. Action.
I was born in a mountain town, in a little old farmhouse by the stream. And I'd sit up on those rocks and I'd dream about leaving that old mountain town. So I went out to Hollywood Lane with this old guitar, not a dollar in my hand. But I never made a deal, my soul they couldn't steal. And I packed it up and I left that Hollywood lane. Ooh, time to head on down the road. Ooh, I can't do it on my own. Ooh, I can't bear this heavy load as I try to find my way back home. So I went back to the mountain town, got a little old farmhouse by the stream. And I sit up on those rocks and I dream about growing old in that little old mountain town. Ooh, time to head on down the road.
That's so hard. That's horrifying.
I can't do it on my own. Ooh,
that's an illegal alien.
Can't bear this heavy load as I try to find my way back home.
Ripped Bob, yeah, 1 year, 1 day. One day I'll get it. One day I'll get there. 1 year, I mean, not 1 day. 1 year, 1 decade. Wait, 1 decade. There it is. Got another print coming in. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Screaming Bob. I do want to make a video one day of that, but I would use animation. I'd use proper my style animation. That would be great. Anyway, what else is cooking on X? Obviously, Tucker Carlson's in hot water. I think that's hilarious, dude. Tucky Carlson going nuts. Nice. Got a good clip there. Repost that. Oh, another order. Thank you so much. That's not updated. I think we're at over 41 now, which is good. I expected a kind of a rush to like about 50 if I'm looking at last year. And then after, of course, when the print is ready and I show it to you guys, then you're like, oh my gosh, I need it. But Tucky said mean words. It's a mess. It's a total mess. 10 buckaroos from Hall Long. Nate, the stream is short, 200 likes, and you get this kind of awesome entertainment. For real. For real. I don't even know what my ratio is. I know there's always a decent amount watching for whatever reason. I just think that YouTube should make it so you can like the stream from the chat. It's not that big of, like, it's YouTube. They could program that plugin or whatever it needs to be in like a day. You just like the stream. There's a like button at the bottom right. See this heart? I just made a heart. They just add the video button to the actual chat. It's so stupid that they don't do it. It would be so easy. Pierce said that the mass invasion in Grape is worth it because of kebabs. Yeah, the curry is so good. The curry is so damn tasty that your daughters can be violated on the street. You know what I mean? Yummy, yummy. Anyway, I wasn't going to stream that long today anyway. How long have I been up for? Not long. Just got a lot of work. I got a lot of drawing to do. It takes a ton of time. Anyone else draw on like Procreate? A lot of screen time. Dizzying. Especially with this Where's Waldo style. I want to show you guys things so bad, but I can't. It goes against the principle of the print. Like, I want to show you what Vagine looks like. And there's some other characters. But I just can't reveal it because that's part of the fun of getting the print is you buy it and then you try to find all the characters. I can't give it away. I always ruin the joke by showing it too early. Do you know that the largest investor in the Tucker Carlson network is a Qatari sheik? Nice. Is it? What's his name? AI Skinwalker Bob sings dang good. I know, right? What's the sheik's name? Is it true? He actually bought me this cabin. I mean, I never actually met him in person, but those donations keep coming in, and they're signed in some sort of weird Arabic. I would assume. It's like is it Jew lies about Tucker? Well, that's what I'm saying. Is like, is it true? That's the first question. Is it true? I can't believe people are still talking about troons. You know what I mean? Why are we still talking about troons? It's over. You guys are done. It's over. Even flow. Mark Levin told David that. Yeah, Mark Levin is a little schemer. Mark Levin, it basically is done for. He's in a boomer death rattle. That's what this is. It's boomer death rattle. It's the last scream, the last desperate guttural screams, the last breath of life of the neocon, classical liberal, conservative, fake ass Zionist boomers. They're just done. They're panicking. That's what's scary. When you actually send them into a panic where they actually think they're going to be loaded on trains again. That's when they really, the mask falls down. That's when you start to see what's going on. Thank you so much, for the leftover turkey. Yep. Worst voice, Ben Shapiro? Definitely Ben Shapiro, yeah. Mark Levin is just kind of like... Let's see how he's doing, by the way. Is he freaking out about stuff? He's such a goblin, man. Such an absolute goblin. He's just losing it. Tucky's so evil. Tucky. It's the same voice. Yeah, it's the same demon. It's the sound of the Antichrist. The spirit. $10 buckaroos from Shoreline Train Car Fund. Yeah, I know. I've been looking at Facebook Marketplace to see if there's any free ones, giveaways. Check in with the Facebook Marketplace once in a while. That's been nice. 444 viewers. Are you an angel? That's too low. What happened? Went downstairs. I lost all you guys. What the heck? The heck kind of people are you? Let me see. Yeah. Did lose. Lost almost 100. That's what happens if you're a streamer and you just leave your... If you leave, it's over. I downloaded Street Fighter because it's classic, right? I download Street Fighter. Let me see if I can show you guys how awful this is. Street Fighter 6. They can't help themselves, these people. They can't help themselves. Their opening scene has to be some freakish black androgynous tranny. I just want the original Street Fighter with better graphics, like you guys said. I don't need whatever you just did. Disgusting. I'm like, dude, who is running these companies? And they think this is a good idea. Where is it? I almost don't even want to show you. It's so bad. There's like a black, Street Fighter. What do I even search here? Street Fighter black character with, he has like black leather garter belt. Like, it's totally like irrelevant to the arcade, the nature and the culture. Just like this, they're like, let's just throw a gay guy in there. I almost just threw my controller at the TV, honestly. I can't even find it. I mean, I'm glad I can't find it, but it was like the first thing that pops up when you turn on the thing. It's like this intro, and there's a guy playing in an arcade, and he gets up, and then this flamboyant guy in short shorts and an open shirt and short hair, clearly just like feminine and gay. He's like, let me just add some AIDS to Street Fighter. You mean DJ? I don't know what that means, DJ. Is that a character? I hate him. No, it's not DJ. No. DJ is like that big dude, right?
First you boil the bagel, then you bake it in an oven. Just saying.
Thank you for that. Welcome. Thank you for getting the print. No, it's not DJ. No. It's the beginning scene, beginning intro, beginning arcade scene, Street Fighter 6. It's just so unnecessary. There's a guy named, Marissa has a wig on, is obviously a man, but it's like, what are we doing here? I want to break things. I want to fight people. I want a war. Where is it? Anyway, maybe it's better you guys just don't even see it. I'm glad I can't find it. Can we get all these people out of the video game culture? I mean, is the problem that the youth now just kind of doesn't care? It's not that they're for it or against it. They're just like don't care, right? Is that what it is? They just don't care. They're like, oh, whatever, there's that guy. He's a weird guy. Okay. They don't care. I'm the one boomering out going, get off my lawn, Street Fighter style. But I just don't like it. It doesn't even make sense. It's not consistent. There's nothing consistent. Street Fighter doesn't make more sense when there's a gay dude in it. It doesn't make more sense. It makes less sense. I mean, pretty soon I'm going to download FIFA like, 28, right? And it's just going to be just rainbow, like, what is it going to be? You got to get these people out of culture creation. Seriously. Get them out. And everything, video games always had an element of sexuality. I mean, I remember having a crush on Sonya from the original Mortal Kombat, even when her head was cut off. I was like, oh, she's kind of, look at that. It was always there. I'm not going to pretend it wasn't always there, but the thing is, now it's just, it's way over the top now. Like everything, every movement, you're like, ugh. It's like there was an editor over the shoulder of the other editors, right? There was like a producer, creative producer, and they were just like, can you make it more sexual? They're like, what? He's getting kicked. I know, exactly. Can you make it more sexual? What? Oh, this part, this animation scene when the guy loses his mom, the origin story? Yeah, this is great. Can he be all sexy? Can she be sexy? Can you have her like doing like bending over? Can you have her pick up her grandmother's ashes from the ground but have her butt like really up high? Can we do that? UFC is full queer. Oh, yeah. You didn't even need a video game to make UFC queer. In fact, I don't dare you to do this, but there's videos of UFC where someone had the insight to just blur out UFC, like blur out their shorts. And you're like, I cannot believe what I've been accidentally watching when I watch a fight. You just add a blur to it, and you're like, ah! No dads, two moms. Yeah, two moms. That's good. I think they're on their way out, though. I have hope. I have hope that that culture is from everything we've seen, as demonic as it is, it's been a surface level movement, a trend, a fad. That's what we see. It's been a fad. It's been pushed. It's been heavily propagandized, but it's been a fad. It's only pointed to that young kids want to be a part of a group, and if they pick one of the letters in the endless alphabet people, they will be now a group that's worthy of something, right? Well, the good news is that the kids who grew up like that, they get older and they're rejecting it now. They're doing their rebellious phase of the church of gayness. They're rebelling against the parents, in this case, which are now the school systems. They're rebelling against the parents. So that's good. But as far as their culture creation, the reason it can't last is the same reason that, you know, these people who don't reproduce. They can't make anything. They make nothing worth lasting. It's all just like short-term thinking, wants and desires, but you can't build anything. So they'll never build the best stories. They'll never write the best stories. They'll never say the truest things with their art. They'll never make the best video games. They can't. Because video games, just like fantasy, needs a foundation of truth. It has to be reflective of something, even if it's not over the top like Christian. You know, like look at Lord of the Rings. The through line, the framework is Christianity. It's just not explicit, which makes for good stuff. When you make it explicit, it gets a little cringe. That's why like Christian comedians and Christian songwriters, it's cringe because it's on the nose. So you're like, can you say it without saying it, please? And the alternative, they've been doing a lot of saying without saying, but now they've reached the point where everything's so explicitly shown. Everything. They're like, oh, can we get a gay scene to show it? Can we just show it? You're like, that doesn't... By the way, all of that stuff just shows how bad it is. Everyone has a visceral reaction when you accidentally, or you're just trying to watch something, and then suddenly you're like, oh, they had to insert the life of two dudes. Why? Pearl on Pierce Morgan was peak bagel cringe. Was she recently on? Was that because she's not in a good spot for sure? She's not in a good spot. It's because J.R. Tolkien is South African and he's the GOAT. Oh, that's 2 years ago. That's 2 years ago. That's 2 years ago. Halo was silently strangled by this. Yeah, the whole culture. It's horrifying. Speaking of Ian Carroll, I have to add him to the print as well. Yeah, do we really have to see them kissing? The thing is that I've noticed, I don't know if you guys noticed this, it's probably becoming orthodox or maybe just being parent for some, where I get uncomfortable watching any like scene like that, any intimate scene, even with proper male and female bodies. I'm just like, ugh. Like watching two people kiss on the screen is like watching someone eat to me. I don't see any categorical difference. I'm like, what are you doing? Why do you have to eat in this scene? Why are you chewing? Why are there mouth sounds? What are you doing? I don't want to see you. I don't want to hear this. I want the story to continue. I'm much more likely and willing to watch pure carnage and violence. Like I'd pick someone getting their head chopped off in a movie over even the just a heterosexual event of two people kissing. I'd rather take arms and limbs being lopped off, honestly. I don't want to see it. I don't want to hear it. Days of subtlety, yeah. Subtlety will come back, though. No, I think it'll come back. But right now, yeah, subtlety is gone, and so euphemism. Old movies used to be actually quite clever in their writing of euphemism, of saying pretty dark things or maybe even some crude sexual things, but at least they were skillful in embedding it into a thought process that you had to actually think through. It's like the difference, you know, bad writing is, I think it's called expository, where you just, not to be confused with suppository, where you just say it like the person is saying what's happening instead of just showing. You know what I mean? Just showing what's happening. No, they're gonna say it too. They're gonna say it, but now the showing of what's happening has been so explicit that everything else is lost in between. It's an ASMR scene, pretty much. That's pretty much what's going on. Yeah, the idea is to create stories with lessons that are smart and align with your best ideals. Yeah, right. That's what it is. That is what's awesome about it all. You know what I mean? But now it's just like there's no story, there's no truth, there's no universals. Everything is slop. There's no difference between a man and a woman. It's like you lost the ability to tell stories because think about it like this. Aside from the moral of the story, you can't have a moral of the story without distinct categories of participants. So you can't have a moral expectation of a man character unless a man has a distinct nature, a distinct category of existence, ontology, distinct from a female, so that you can understand what to expect and not to expect of a man and a woman and a dog and a this and a that. Everything about a story, actualizing the story, requires that these distinct particulars are themselves a part of universal categories, so you can make sense of navigating the story. You can make sense of the world because it's cohesive. It's glued together. So it makes sense that in a postmodern world, that the storyline is lost and the value of the story is lost because the parts of the story, the skeleton, if you will, that's integral to the facilitation of the story unfolding itself is up in the air. You can't get to point A to point B if point A doesn't hold an identity. And it really is that. It's a negation of identity over time, which evolution is a big proponent of. That everything's in flux. You don't have to be. Can you imagine a story, you pitching a story in like a short story or a short movie to someone about a man, right? It's like the Netflix skit we just did. It's about a man, and they're like, yeah, but could it be a woman on Tuesday? And they're like, yes, according to your view. So it's about a man. It's about a young man becoming a man through the rite of passage. Oh, the rite of passage of what? Well, of a woman too? Sure. Okay, so now the new pitch is it's a man. It's a young man. He's coming of age. It's a coming of age story. It's a rite to passage to become a man, but also a woman. It could apply to a woman too. It's like, what are we talking about? No, it can't. That's like saying like this is a story about a soldier who is lost, who ran from his battalion illegally, and he's out in the wilderness, and he's learning a lesson about abandoning his duties or something like that. And they're like, by war, you mean a regular town that's doing just fine? You're like, no, a war. And by soldier, you mean a cat? No. No, I don't mean a cat. It's really that rejection. It's a rejection of identity. Well, you can't tell stories without identity. You can't make sense of the world without identities and universal categories. They need to be fixed. This is what the whole tag argument is. It needs to be something that you're appealing to, something that is invariant. Things that are true that you discover to be true. And they're like, no, we make truth. Okay. Well, there's no reason for me to agree with that. Oh, this guy has a public message to apologists. We have every reason to believe in him. I mean, look at him. Wouldn't you trust him? Wouldn't you trust this guy? I mean, he's got something to say, you guys. You guys ready to be talked down to? Hey, did your hair come with that hat? I mean, how do you so perfectly lay the beanie in such a way? How did you do that? This should be good. What's your name? James Fodor. Oh, I've seen him around. I think he's intimate with that other digital gnosis guy on the weekends.
Hi, everyone.
No, this probably, this just showed up, but I bet you whatever he's about to say is related to what I just said, which is the atheist, the godless, in this case, this guy, is going to do a critique or some sort of opinion, and I bet you anything within this critique, which is short, 2 minutes, thank God, I bet you he's going to reveal exactly what my criticism is of these people, which is they have no foundation for truth. They have no foundation for universal things. Everything can be changed.
For those who don't know me, my name is James Fodor. I'm a philosophical naturalist and a skeptic, and I...
My gosh, it's like every Pixar character of the tiny little side character who sits on the shoulder of the bigger person. It's like every single Pixar Disney bird character.
I've been engaging in public discussions of religion and apologetics for over a decade now, both in person and also through my YouTube channel. So I've written a book which is called Unreasonable Faith: How William Lane Craig Overstates the Case for Christianity. Early this year, I completed my...
It's like John Oliver. It's like if John Oliver queefed.
PhD in computational neuroscience at the University of Melbourne, and now I'm working as a postdoctoral researcher at Carnegie Mellon University.
No one cares. No one cares.
University in Pittsburgh. So, given my background, I would like
Given my background, I wonder if all the things I listed here today make you want to listen to me more. Given I've given you background of my schooling, I am probably wondering if you want to listen to me. I've given my credentials up front.
Hereby to formally invite Dr. Craig to a public debate.
Who are you? You got 5,000 followers and you finished a degree in something. You got a beanie and you're challenging William Lane Craig to a debate. Well, I don't mean to be condescending, but you're nobody.
The two major topics that I think would be of most interest include the Kalam cosmological argument and the resurrection of Jesus. Both of these I've written about extensively in my book.
Oh, written in your book! Another atheist writing a book about the non-existence of Christ and his resurrection? Wow! How creative! Another PhD in the topic of God no existy?
You made bad life decisions, Fodor. You made bad life decisions. And now you're like, what do? I have to latch on to a classical foundationalist heretic to try to up my game? To make sense of the debt I'm in? To make sense of the topics I chose in college to learn? All I have is another atheist among thousands who think it's a good idea or novel idea to write a book on what? Drum roll, everyone. Christ never resurrected. Na poo poo.
And also on my blog, and have defended my thoughts, including the RHBS model.
Hey, bro, your thoughts, according to your view, are just epiphenomenal vapor from your brain, dude.
My thoughts, I have thoughts, and there's a me, and there's a little me.
Relevant to the resurrection of Jesus.
Look here. Here's the debate, James Fodor. Are all of your thoughts and beliefs and all of your research you did and all the books you wrote and everything you did in your life and every utterance you're about to say, is it deterministic? Is it just caused from chemical reactions?
Well, yes, in a sense it is. In a sense it is. I also wrote a book about this.
Did you write a book or did it write a book? Isn't it funny my debate against the AI yesterday really perfectly represents the same way I would argue against the atheist? That under their view, they're just mechanical devices unfolding. They have no say in the matter at all, dude.
And he's all, I wrote all the books about Jesus and the rest of it. And I really wanted a chance to debate William Lane Craig. It's like, why?
Jesus in a number of debates.
Ew.
Other topics of interest that I've discussed online and in my book include the nature of the mind and consciousness.
Oh, the nature of the mind from you?
The fine-tuning argument, ethical naturalism, and the explanatory...
Ethical naturalism. These people have nothing. I mean, they are in nonsense land. Look at that freeze frame. They are in a world of hurt. Ethical naturalism, excuse me? What?
Oh, ethical naturalism, the ethical tree. Yeah? The ethical snails. On my next book, ethical dirt and ethical chemicals. I've got a book on ethical, it's like actually ethical methodological dirt naps.
They're like characters from Harry Potter, dude.
Adequacy of theism in comparison to naturalism more generally.
Dude, naturalism isn't incompatible with everything. It's incompatible with knowledge itself, dude. Always got that hook nose every single time. Every single time. There's always a dropped nose, just dropping. It's like a nose just dropping down.
So as a scholar with an interest in...
Oh, you're a scholar?
Philosophy and coming at things from the perspective of a reductive naturalist and also a cognitive scientist, I think that I bring a somewhat unique perspective to this.
Okay, I'll debate you. How about that? You're not going to get William Lane Craig.
Discussions, and I believe that...
Listen, little rat guy, I'll debate you. I'll wear a beanie. I'll dress like you and debate you.
That I've offered.
I'll debate you as an atheist, James Fodor. I'll debate you as an atheist and beat you as an atheist.
And continue to provide some novel contributions and insights to these discussions.
Look how defeated he is defeated. Well, the thing is, he like bought into this view that like if he pays money or even if it was free to go to school for philosophy or some shit, and like the only thing you can do is like honestly, the only thing you can do in the world is write a book. Like it's not a skill set. It's not a skill set. Like you can't offer anything to someone in that regard. And certainly the best approach would be, and perhaps the only approach would be to be some sort of like entertainer, like a Bill Nye, the philosophy guy, but that's not going to work. So it's like, yeah, he bought into this view where it's like, oh, I have to write a book or debate someone now. I have to deny Christianity and write books on it. Like, oh yeah, cool. Way to introduce yourself into a saturated market, by the way. He doesn't know what to do. Honestly, it's a dead-end view. It's like, okay, what do I do? You know, he probably sat around talking to someone, one of his atheist friends, and they were like, you know what you should do? You should get William Lane Craig on. Now that you finished your PhD in thingsyoudontneed.com. Things that can't actually help in, like, they can't actually do anything. Thank you so much for those. Appreciate that.
And
he doesn't even know why he's doing it. That's what it really is. He doesn't even, his naturalistic view gives no purpose for making this call to action. A message for William. Look, I've heard your message, James Fodor. I will debate you, sir. Here, I'll write it right now. I'll debate you. I'll debate. Here, let me just fulfill his dreams here. I'll debate you on naturalism. There you go, buddy.
Given the importance of these questions,
I'll put you on the map.
I think that it's
on the tiny the tiny roads of the dark, deep, dark sides of the internet.
Important to continue to having an open public dialogue, which helps to advance our collective understanding of these issues, and also is valuable to the public.
I'm sorry, you don't have a collective understanding under naturalism, dude. Look, I'll debate you right now. Naturalism leads to nominalism. You don't have a collective understanding of anything. You have nominal brain farts. You have nominal brain queefs. There's no collective under your view, dude.
I think that we're all after the collective understanding of the world. I think that, though. I think that. Where's my wand? Oh, if I could do a spell right now, collect all the knowledge, the collective knowledge, I would do it. Yeah. I learned it at Hogwarts.
Thank you for the tax. Appreciate you paying your taxes.
For providing them with tools and information to help them think about these things more rigorously and more carefully.
Why? You fruitcake? Why, fruitcake? Why are we listening to you in a beanie? Why are we listening? Why do we care? Why, under your view?
Well, I think that, well, if we just follow the naturalistic view, we'll unfold to more naturalistic outcomes and things in the world, events unfolding. Why? I don't know why. Let's see.
To make up their own minds.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, make up their own minds. That's permitted under naturalism now? Dude, I would wreck you. I will wreck you. I can't wait. You call in, you set up a date, you respond to my comment here. He thinks that you can persuade people under a naturalistic view? I don't know where these people get off. I actually don't want to answer that question.
So beyond Dr. Craig, this invitation is also open to other apologists or scholars who would be interested in...
Oh, they have to be scholars now?
In having a substantive good faith exchange about these.
No, I want to debate. I don't want to exchange. I want to eviscerate your shitty worldview with all of the knives and all of the things I have. All my chainsaws and my ninja chuck, my ninja chucks? Nunchucks. Why are they called nunchucks? I want to look. It's not even out of a good place. I'll just admit it right now. I want to debate you not even out of a good place.
These issues. If you're interested and would like to contact me, you can find my information in the description.
Oh, happily doodly daw! I'm going to go ahead and get my brawly and eat an egg with a spoon now.
Thanks very much.
Oh, you're so amicable. Oh, you're so diplomatic. Oh, jolly. I should get up on the stage and talk to another mechanical being as if there's people involved. Oh. Oh, dippity-doppity-doo.
Fodor, great, James. Yeah, I accept the invitation. Dude. Are you ready? Are you ready to defend naturalism? You can't do it. You will not do it. I'm gonna come after you. I'm gonna nip you in the bud, buddy. I don't care if you have 5,000. I don't have that many. I don't have that many followers. Who cares? I don't care about punching down. I'll debate on how FIFA sucks. That's funny. Thing is, I have nothing to compare it to. I play FIFA. I just got FIFA 26. I think it's awesome. I love it. Now, I don't even want to be educated on why it's bad, though. That's the thing. I don't want to be educated why a game. I was educated on why Street Fighter is bad. It's just literally a gay rave. And I'm so sad because I thought that would be fun, especially to like play with my son. Like, I'll have to go get the OG Street Fighter. But I was really looking forward to a better graphic Street Fighter game. And I was like, cool. Original title, original characters. You know, Zangief, OG, Dhalsim. And then, you know, you open it up and it opens with just the gayest, most androgynous, disgusting demons ever. I bodied Peterson. Yeah, he didn't have a chance. He didn't know he actually knew he didn't have a chance because he predicted that I would give an undercutting defeater to his view. He knew I would do it, but he thought by predicting it in his opener means it's a refutation. No, it's not a refutation. He basically said, I predicted Jimbob would actually undermine my entire epistemology in his opening statement, and he did. Ha! Yeah, I know. I did. That's right. Capcom fell off. It's just so sad. I mean, we need a revival with video games. We need to bring back the air and the ethos of the 90s culture of video games, but with the better graphics and better games. I'm not saying a call back to Double Dribble. I like good graphics. I can't believe how realistic 2K is right now. I can't believe it. It's crazy. But what, dude, get the gays out of everything. Get them out of everywhere. Get them out of the schools. Get them out of video games. Get them out of entertainment. They need to be culturally, socially convicted. And they need to be back in. By the way, it's better for them to be in hiding, where it was a novelty to be gay, where it was like, oh, I'm special and weird. You don't understand me. It's better for them to be in the shadows. That's where it should. That's where they should be. It's better. I'm making an argument that it's better for them. Things have not gotten better for them since their ability to live openly, pridefully in their sin. It's not good for them. Street Fighter Third Strike is my favorite. Maybe I'll have to check that out. Tony was telling me to develop a gaming stream where I play the OG Final Fantasy, like the old one, not even a good one. Like, just to watch me experience it, because he was telling me, even though we're similar age, similar background, right, similar worldview, well, now, certainly, but like even before, creatives, right, we're creatives. He's like, you don't have a Final Fantasy chapter in your life? And I'm like, no, I have Sewer Shark. I have a Sewer Shark chapter. I have Sega CD chapter. I have early Nintendo chapter. I have Sega Genesis chapter. I have NBA Jam chapter. Street Fighter, Tekken. Never those other ones, though. Never really got into Zelda or Final Fantasy, any of those. Those were for nerds. I wasn't a nerd. I was an artist and a jock. Really weird combo. Jock, good at sports, super creative and artsy. Weirdest combo ever. But I was never one of the D&D, Zelda, long-form gaming people. I was never drawn to it. I want war. Even now, I want to play a war game. If I see one animation of a character going, oh, we're going to get down there, do it. Yeah, I know, we're fighting. You're in a uniform, you have a gun. Do I need the context? I literally bought the game. There's fighting with guns on the poster of the game. Yeah, but we needed to establish this 7-minute thing in the helicopter ride. No, I don't need that. I don't need your stupid story. I don't care. I want to snipe someone. from far away. Tarkov, too hard. I had to delete it. Tarkov was so insanely impossible to play for me and so grueling. And also monetarily, like, you run out of goods and you don't have any money. You have to survive to even find something. It's useless. And it's a shame because the gameplay was pretty good. But too competitive. Hitman was fun, yeah. Hitman's fun. Arms, Reforger's pretty good. Yeah, Reforger's fun. That was fun. Yeah, Jonestown. I'd never played it though. Maybe I would have liked it. I just couldn't. I wanted to play NHL. I wanted to be Jeremy Roenick and injure someone. I wanted to break the glass on NBA Jam and NHL. Lakers versus Celtics, Sega Genesis. Funny game. Hilarious. I love that stuff. Even early Duke. Duke Nukem, whatever. Great. Blood and violence. I played Battlefield for 5 hours. Battlefield 6. It's good. I don't know. I'm not a gamer nerd, so I don't have 10 years of like things to reference to be like, oh, this is why it's bad and this is why it's good. I'm in that position, which probably other people envy, which I don't have a reference point. That means my ignorance is blissful. I can just enjoy so many video games because I've been out of the loop so long. Just got Tony Hawk. Yeah, Tony Hawk. I just got that on Xbox. It's good. I don't have the reference point. I can't even tell you why it's bad or good. I just like it. Helldivers. Helldivers was a little complex for me. I downloaded it for a bit on Xbox and played it. There were too many like special functions, calls to action with using different codes and you know what I mean? I just want to run and shoot people and blow people up and throw grenades and hide behind things and sneak up on people. And I'm just not, I'm not a complex gamer. I'm a straightforward, straight shooter gamer. Just give me the base. That's why I'd never get really good at them, probably. Because they're like, dude, why aren't you using any of the crossover moves? Why aren't you using all the moves in NBA, in the 2K? And I'm like, because I don't feel like it. I just want to bomb threes as Larry Bird. You know what I mean? That's what I want to do. Tarkov also requires you to put so much time into it to be good at. I just can't. Yeah, exactly. It was raw. It's demoralizing. Like, just getting shot so easily from someone who's better, obviously better, who's just sitting in the game waiting for you. It's just like, dude. Oh, James Bond. Oh, yeah, dude. James Bond. Huge part of my childhood. Huge. GoldenEye. I couldn't believe it existed at the time. I was like, this is literally the best thing ever. No one can do better than this. Now you watch the gameplay, it's hilarious. It's like you're on the gameplay, the running and stuff is like you're on some sort of like Segway. Like it's just like you're floating. You're float running. Counter-Strike, I think I tried Counter-Strike. Duck Hunt, awesome. Awesome. I didn't do another gaming stream. I look back, it's on members only, but I look back at Ben Shapiro and Red Dead Redemption was pretty funny. I think I put it on private because I probably violated 2S. A lot of J talk probably. NHL Online, yeah, that's too crazy for me. I can still beat people in FIFA Online though, somehow, miraculously. So, anywho, I'm gonna start getting going. I didn't want to stream too long today. I want to say hi on a Saturday. James Fodor, or whatever your name is, my challenge goes out to you. I don't think you can defend naturalism at all against me. So I'm more than happy to put you on a stage if that's what you're trying to get, right? Other than that, thank you. Keep purchasing, you all. I want to get a good sense. Don't wait too long. Get a good sense of who's getting the print, how much I'm going to make, like printed out, right? So last year was 75. I'm assuming based on last.
Jimmy Bobby,
hold on,
could you
Vagina.
check out the new Fox News clip? Search Fox News, young men converting to the Orthodox Church.
Okay, Fox News. I'll check it out. Yeah, don't wait too long. Like last year, we're about exactly where we were last year, and then once it's printed and I show it to people, the purchases go up and peak out. So just want you to be prepared if you're kind of like, well, I'll just wait. I'm going to probably get it around Christmas or something. I set the limit at 75 last year. So let me see. More people converting. I see a lot of orthodoxy. It says, of course, Catholicism shows up. Young men, here we go. All right, let's take a look at this and we'll wrap up the stream. Because I got to draw.
They say that across the country, the ancient tradition of Orthodox Christianity is attracting energetic new adherents, especially among conservative young men. They are drawn to what they describe as a more demanding, even difficult practice of Christianity, echoing some of the rhetoric of the so-called manosphere. New waves of young converts say that orthodoxy offers them hard truth and affirms their masculinity. So Catholicism is rigorous, but Orthodox is even more. Why are young men wanting this?
Well, I think we went through decades of secularization in our country, and so it's so amazing to see.
Yeah, we're at a point where we're looking at your face on the news. We're literally being talked to by, like, kindergarten teacher chicks. I mean, look at the face on that.
That Gen.
You said we were going to be together forever. You said you loved me. This is the whole reason I got this puppy.
Z is revitalizing faith in our nation. And, you know, I know you're a Catholic and I'm a Catholic, and it was incredible to see in New York City that record amount of people are going to the Catholic Church. And I think it's no.
Excuse me, we're talking about orthodoxy, lady. Way to hijack the news article, lady. Oh, thank you so much for buying the print. Thank you so much. Heyo! Someone's getting a print. Looks like Pennywise, yeah. It's like if they remake Pennywise and they're like, we needed an empowered woman. We need Pennywise the feminist.
No coincidence that this comes off the heels of COVID and social media that's causing a lot of isolation, especially for young people. And people are really hungry for deeper meaning. They're hungry for tradition. They're hungry for a community. And I will say, I think in mass, people are rejecting the.
Don't say mass.
These woke churches that fly the pride flag outside.
She's trying to code people. She's trying to hijack this and be like, well, yeah, Catholicism.
And frankly, preach heresy. So I would say for.
You don't say.
Any young person looking to get back into their faith, dig deeper, and get into church, no matter what the denomination is, make sure that you're going to a church where the pastor and priest is speaking real biblical truth. And
oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. Timothy called.
Standing
Timothy called.
Courageously and fearlessly in this crazy culture and not bending the knee. Those are the churches that you should be in the pews of.
Yeah, totally. So pluralism. Yeah. Way to miss the point, lady. You just said people are rejecting. We're basically seeing a overcorrection. You got to watch out for the overcorrection element. So, yeah, it's possible, and it happens all the time. People, for the wrong reasons, make it to orthodoxy. They think themselves into it. They debate themselves into orthodoxy. They argue their way into orthodoxy. Well, you can't do that. You can argue your way into the building, into the parish that you go to. You can argue. You could think your way into that, but you can't think your way into orthodoxy. You can't think yourself. You can't practice orthodoxy from the thinking. So there's an overcorrection. That's why people are going back to traditions. But it includes Islam, though. So unfortunately, Islam is also netting some of these hungry young men who are out for something sacrificial. They want to sacrifice themselves in a sense. And I don't mean death. It could be. But I mean, in a sense, they want to be demanded of. They want a duty-based system. They want to be challenged. And so these stronger, stricter traditions offer that. But these ladies are way off the mark here. She's just like, yeah, by the way, even though the thing is about orthodoxy and the truth of orthodoxy and the rigidity of orthodoxy and the claim that orthodoxy holds, which is the exclusivity of the true church, which is very unique. There's only two churches that actually argue that, and it's Catholicism and orthodoxy. And so she just completely softened this whole thing. Dumb bitch. Oh, yeah, just go to any church, anything. Go to any churches. Okay, yeah, cool. No, lady, you just did a disservice to the topic, which is orthodoxy. Orthodoxy wouldn't tell you to go to any church. You bimbo.
And message to young women, maybe you should go to an Orthodox mass or one of these churches and try and find a good man who's focused on Christ. It seems like there's a little bit of divergence going on, Jamie. The women are getting more liberal. The men are going to actually to Orthodox Christianity. But we'll keep following this, tracking it. We love talking to you. You've got your pulse on.
Overall, it's good that's been mentioned, but at the same time, it's like, it's like one step forward, one step back. One step forward, three steps back. There's always this weird condition that happens because these goblins. Look at this lady. We have no idea what we're talking about.
I just get so mad.
It's probably a dude. Yeah, I bet that's a dude. I could see that.
Everything. Listen, Blair. Blair White. I got Blair White in the studio. Everything about my body right now is telling me you're a real woman.
I think that was the day I stopped listening to Alex Jones. I'm pretty sure that was the exact day when he had Blair White on and he was like, my body's telling me you're a woman. It's like, way to announce that you have a semi. Weird. The world is weird.
Oh, Blair. This is what the globalists want.
The Hodge twins? Yeah, the Hodge twins. That was a failure, too. They were like,
oh, yeah. Oh, we got Blair White in the house. Man, you look like a real woman. I'd do it.
Gross. I mean, to be fair to them, they originated from this type of content. Like, it was degenerate. It was like humor, degenerate, wild, everything kind of goes kind of thing. And then they got a little more political and they had to lean a little more conservative politically. But then as, some type of veil lifted after Karunka and stuff, there was this shift back to liberalism for a lot of people. You know what I mean? They went like conservative for the sake of some sort of like temporary war battle. But then really, when you look at them, they're all just defending liberalism, just their classical liberal view. Like, they're the good liberals, and then the other liberals are the bad liberals. And you watch this happen. This whole thing happened. You know what I mean? It happened with a lot of these people who were sitting in the conservative seat during these times, those tougher times where there was lockdowns and dystopia. And then when it all got back to normal, well, what was the new normal? What's the normal? Well, the normal was just classical liberalism. They just reset and went back. They didn't go forward. All of them. All of them fighting for so-called fighting or leaning conservative. They're all just classical liberals. All the famous ones. It's the same. Fox News gal in the print, please. That monster? I don't know about that. Anyway. Globalists. I mean, does Fox News even reach people? I feel like Fox News is like my parents. They're already like some sort of Protestant, evangelical, Pentecostal. They don't adopt orthodoxy. They don't care. Fox News, what's their reach anyway? I bet I have more live viewers than a Fox News live stream. And that's not saying something good about me. It's just like, that's the reality. You should play God Logic and react to him. Well, I think I'm going to shut down now. I got drawing to do. It's 1:40 for me. I have a lot of work to do, you guys. Tons. I opened the bourbon that David Patrick Harry got me last night, and boy, was it strong. There's something not right about a man sipping a nice bourbon alone. You know what I mean? It's like I need a masculine friend to drink bourbon with. It just feels depressing. I feel like, you know what I felt like? I felt like Nicolas Cage in Leaving Las Vegas. I was like, wait a second, what am I doing? I'm drinking really high-end bourbon on the rocks alone and playing a gay Street Fighter game? I think I hit rock bottom. B.S. Lewis told me he is drawing too. Yeah, B.S. Lewis does some animating. At least he animates. That's better than most atheists do. Bourbon alone helps me romanticize my melancholic solitude. Yeah, that's kind of what it is. I mean, that's pretty much a really good tagline for it, isn't it? Having a nice bourbon alone sounds like a dang dream. I have the capacity to sit alone at a bar and drink for some reason. I don't know why that makes sense to me. Drinking at home alone is weird. Drinking alone at a bar is still weird, but somehow less weird, even though it makes less sense pragmatically. Why would you go pay extra money to sit alone where you're not actually fraternizing with anybody? You're not having fun. You're just sitting hunched over doing the I'm alone at a bar routine. I think it's a LARP. I'm calling you guys out. All of you men who go to bars and you order your really good drink and you just sit there alone, you're LARPing. You're not alone. You're just paying a little bit extra to be exposed to the potential where someone interrupts you. That's all you're doing. It's kind of weak, actually. It's kind of like the guy, who... another print came in. Nice. Thank you so much for that. The guy, you probably knew one in high school who always used sympathy to get the hot girl. He was like, I'm sad. I'm going for a walk now. Who's coming with me? And the girl's like, oh, I want to breastfeed you. Same thing. You go in, you're all depressed, you're hunched over the bar. Maybe you want to talk to the bartender. You guys have some unique experience together because you're alone. All these other people have, they're with friends. We don't do things we don't do that here. We're alone here. Even though I just willfully surrounded myself with pure socialization. I'm antisocial in social situations. That doesn't even make sense. You know what I mean? You might as well, you're crazy, JB. Solitary bourbon is peaceful. Well, I wasn't actually alone. I was drinking it alone in a house full of people. So maybe you're right. It's just that I didn't have that. I'm just sitting there standing in the kitchen being like, I think this is good bourbon, I think. That's what they told me. But the kids are eating like they're their kid food. It's like I'm not outside with a cigar. I don't have a tweed jacket. I don't have elbow pads on. You know what I mean? I'm just surrounded by the sound of kids, like a sleepover. By the way, my kids had a sleepover, the first one. The neighbor's daughter who's friends with my daughters, and it was funny. Like, I wasn't too strict because I remember being a kid, and they stayed up until like 2:30. I could still hear them in the room, just like joking and laughing and nostalgia. Bourbon helps me process major feelings. Tequila makes me challenge people to fight like Jimbob. Yeah, I understand that. I get it. I get aggressive when I drink. I get very provocative. I get annoying to my friends because I'll just provoke them. I'll just keep pressing buttons. I'll just find buttons and be like, oh, that's a button. And then they just hate me. And then I go to the bar alone. Anyway. Get your prints today, y'all. I'm going to be working night and day. Yes, I'll still make it a liturgy tomorrow, but I have to finish these things. So I need to allot myself the time. Monday evening is my deadline, and I got to go. I got to do it. So I'm going to send you guys off to where you need to be. And from there on, I hope you have a great evening. Enjoy the rest of your day. It's only 2 p.m. around for me right now. Chud Logic, London Real, Church of Eternal Logos. You guys can go watch that. It's he's debunking Terrence McKenna, so that should be good. Get your prints now, okay? Make sure you keep pressing it on you guys, because the pre-sale, even though we're about halfway through it, it starts to jump up quite quickly once the print is complete, and I have a better sort of presentation for it. Once I have them in my hands, especially, that's going to, so, get ahead of it, because there were people, about 11, I think, last year, who were kind of upset at themselves for not getting the print early, okay? With that said, God bless you all. Thank you for making the weird AI song. It only makes me more excited to record it myself with not using AI and make a video not using AI. But I do appreciate it. So God bless you all. Go to church tomorrow, okay? Not just any church. Go to Divine Liturgy. Even if you're just checking it out, I invite you. Come and see. With that said, bless you all, and have a good rest of your weekend. I will be hard at work drawing, okay? Thanks a lot. Adios.